It's marathon training season! That's right, it's that time of year between Christmas and New Year where many people, us included, are starting training for those spring marathon goals.
So, this is episode 1 of our marathon training series for 2024.
So in this video we're going to be taking you through which spring marathon we have selected and why.
Yes, and what our goals are and how we set them.
What training plan we're going to be following.
And we're going to take you on our first marathon effort session of the training block.
So the marathon we have chosen to run in spring 2024 is
Manchester!
On the 14th of April of this year, or next year, because it's still 2023.
So, why Manchester? Yes, so for me, if you followed this channel this year, you'll realise that I did not finish at Manchester. So I have unfinished business, and I will be going back next year to nail it.
And for me, it's a no-brainer. It's the fastest marathon statistically in the UK. It is 45 minutes drive from where we live to the metro station. So in terms of logistics, we can sleep in our own bed the night before, eat our own food, we're not reliant on hotels or takeaways or what have you, and it's a nice smooth journey to the start. And when I accompanied Dawn last year to that abortive attempt, I was very impressed with the pre-race logistics and organisation in terms of toilets, queuing, etc. So other possible spring marathons we looked at and rejected. Well, London, Dawn has a good fresh qualification time, I currently don't.
And another factor, if doing London, is that at the paces we now run at, we would be quite congested. In London these days, we would be running around the 3:30 mark, well I would, and I realised that that would actually be a really congested area of London Marathon. So I want a marathon where I can actually get a good run, and I think Manchester will be that run.
And obviously with London, we'd have the added expense of travel, hotels, logistics of piling over to the expo. Nice as it is, all sucks energy away from the task in hand, which is running a fast marathon for us.
However, that's not to say that we'll never do London again.
Yeah, London Marathon's a great event, a great celebration of the running community. It's just not for us this year because reasons above. We also looked at Newport Marathon, heard very good reviews of it, seen many good vlogs about what a fantastic course it is. People who know ran very well there last year.
And that's one I would really like to do because, again, it's in my homeland of Wales.
Brighton also we looked at, but too far away for us. Logistics, travel, etc. This wouldn't work for what we want from a spring marathon this year.
So have any of you entered a spring marathon?
Or any other big spring racing goals? If you have, let us know in the comments below.
So before we carry on, we'd really like you to give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to do so.
So that's the where and why taken care of. And next we're going to tell you about our spring marathon goals.
So my goal, I cannot believe it, but the time has come where I'm going to be entering the V60 category in February. I want to get within the top 50 of the UK rankings for V60s.
For all time. Now I've had a look at those. A sub 3:30 would get you in there, but what I've noticed from looking through them is every year it gets stronger and stronger. Like the vast majority of female 60 top 50 all-time UK rankings have been set in the last 3 or 4 years, so it's certainly hotting up in that age category.
I have another goal, which hopefully is to qualify for England Masters over the marathon. It's one I've been chasing all year.
And to do that you need to finish in the top 3 in your age category at the Manchester Marathon.
That's correct. So yes, my goal is far away from my PB of 2:56, but that was done in 2006 and I'm a lot older now, and I think sub 3:30 is a very reasonable goal. In fact, I'd hope to be significantly inside that. I'm a very experienced marathon runner. I've been running marathons now for 25 years, and I think, if I'm truthful, I think the marathon is my strongest distance.
And as for me, I have 3 marathon goals here. The first one is to finish a marathon competently. Now, the last time I raced a marathon with any intent was back in 2012. Since then, I've done a handful of marathons, mainly for fun or just to complete the courses. But yeah, it'll be 12 years since I last completed a marathon with purpose. On the back of that, I would love to achieve sub 3:15, which is the London Marathon Good for Age qualification for my age group. And knowing that to actually get a London Marathon Good for Age qualification, you have to get significantly inside the target time, I would say a decent sub 3:10 would be the A goal this time round. So why those goals, apart from the reasons I've just stated? They're not just plucked out of the air. Based on my recent 10k time at Telford of 41:32, you put that into the VDOT calculator and you get a predicted marathon time, if you scale it up with proper training, at around 3:11. So we're in the right ballpark there. My own marathon history, Light Dawns, goes back a long way. Previous PB of 2 hours 42, and I used to run regular sub 3. So I'm hoping a sub 3:15 at this stage of my running career isn't out of the question.
So yeah, so when you choose to do a marathon, one of the things you actually think about is what sort of plan am I going to follow?
And we have recently produced a video on how to put together your own marathon plan, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing. We're both very experienced marathon runners, we're both qualified England athletics coaches, so we're going to look at our marathon plan in terms of building up the long runs. We've got a progression of medium long run marathon pace workouts we're going to do, and we're slotted in 1 or 2 tune-up races, which we'll come back to later.
So yes, so as John said, we'll be building up our plan, and we won't have a 12-week plan all in one go. We build it up gradually, and it'll be a very flexible plan. So we'll look on it month on month, even week on week, to see where we're at and make any adaptations that we need to make during that time.
So the plan is to have a broad structure, but not a prescriptive plan laying out precisely what run we're doing on every single day between now and the 14th of April. So now you're going to come and join us on the first of those marathon pace sessions, which we did yesterday. It was 3 times 2 miles with 2-minute jog recovery in between. Over to yesterday's John and Dawn now.
That's session number 1 ticked off, and for me it went pretty well. I felt quite strong, and really I just clicked into pace quite quickly. I didn't have I couldn't see what pace I was running on my watch, so I actually was running to feel. So I was quite surprised to see how evenly each of my 2-mile sections came out. So yeah, session 1 done and pleased.
For me, I'm pleased with the numbers. It demonstrates I'm running in and around the right ballpark. I think for me the challenge over this marathon training block is actually going to get my body robust enough to be able to withstand all the training. I'm doing loads of strength and conditioning and mobility work, etc., but it's still not enough totally to offset all the driving and sitting I have to do. I actually want to make myself as strong as a rhino over the coming weeks.
See what he did there?
But no, I've got plenty of work to do if I'm going to scale that up from 6 miles at marathon effort to 26.21 miles at marathon effort. So my watch noted all the heart rates for those sections there, as you saw on the numbers when we were doing the session. I'm going to be able to access some even more accurate heart rate data in a week or so's time, because my lovely wife booked me a lactate test for Christmas. Lactate tests are forever, not just for Christmas. So that brings us to the end of episode 1 in this Marathon Training 2024 series. What we will be covering in future episodes are various aspects of marathon training, preparation and racing, such as kit selection, such as fueling, such as finding tune-up races and running in the correct zones. So if you would like to follow us on our marathon journey and hopefully pick up a few tips along the way, then please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free to you and we'll produce regular content as we build up towards the Manchester Marathon 2024.
So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like.
And if you'd like to see me pondering about how far I can go over the marathon distance in Manchester and in the future, please click here for a video I did a few months ago.
So guys, until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.